So hi again if you're watching, this is my Let's Play of Anodyne, and this is episode 8, and we just finished the circus dungeon, and so we'll be finishing the game. I need to get a few cards in the field area, and then after that, we will be taking on Briar. Oops, that was a spoiler. I'm not supposed to know that yet. Okay, I'm gonna tweet one more time, because I'm an annoying person. I always feel sad. Okay. One second. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking something on my phone and it's just really lagging. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, that's true. It would have been neat to have one talk to you. Okay, so we're gonna do this last part of fields real fast. Gotta get the raft. Go on down south. So this is this is an area I really like. John tiled all of it, but so I kind of drew out this idea I had, kind of having these different parts of the fields and how they go to different areas. And then John did it really nicely with this cool, sort of mini adventure place. So I like the fields area a lot. Thanks. Glad you like the music. So we're just chilling. This rabbit, if I can talk to it. This is a reference to my sister, actually. My sister is like, "Can I be in the game?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." And I put her in the fields area as a rabbit. So we're nearing in on the end of the game, which is very sad. Although it's not quite the end because we have the post game. We gotta finish the post game. Glad you guys like the music so much too. Yeah, I really wanted to make sure every area is fun. Every area is nice to listen to in some context, I really don't I don't know, I guess songs I really dislike are sort of these Imperial marches and Final Fantasies that they seem so tied to a cutscene or whatever. I can't really listen to them outside of the game, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people like music like that, which is fine. But that's just my opinion. So I was talking about sort of the idea of how minds kind of mix together in this game, or at least in the outside of the dream world area, especially with the space area. And so the archives and drawers area are sort of kind of touch on kind of how, I guess, my mind kind of goes into the game as a result. So it's sort of like the mind of Young is kind of bleeding into my mind as well. And it's kind of the case, since some of those broken sprites are from my older games or earlier versions of Anodyne. Okay, I'm missing a card. What am I missing a card from? Well, I know that I am missing the Goldman card, so I'll get that one. What's the other card that I'm missing? In the cat. I'm so glad you're safe, young. I think I might be missing one in the cliff area. I'm not really sure though. I'll see. I'll find out. We will know the truth. Ow. I don't remember that line of dialogue being in the game. That's always weird. Young got his name sort of, I believe that I suggested the name after we went between a few names. It's sort of touching on kind of the themes of how Young is kind of working through some kind of like sort of like kind of emotional challenges, like some personal issues and kind of exploring things about Young's self or whatever. And it's kind of representing a maturation, not from necessarily being young, but kind of for anyone kind of taking a step from one point in their life to the next in terms of maturity. Whatever maturity means, which is a dangerous word. Okay, so... Oh, I'm missing a card from the last area, which I haven't even visited yet, so we're fine. Okay, well, we're almost finished. Mitura. Mitura. Mito. And so, in terms of game design, these areas here were sort of done to make it so people get lost less in the fields area. Because if we let the player kind of go anywhere they want, then they're pretty likely to not know where they're going, and just be lost for a longer point of time. Yeah, and that puzzle wasn't really well designed because it's not a really obvious function that you put dust into holes. But eventually people get it. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if the game was more kind of like obvious about it. Yeah, this is sort of touching on the themes of like being worried you're doing something, but always not having. If you overthink it, you never have enough confidence to do something, so you kind of just sit there and worry. Yeah, you can jump forward and not like ghost walk like you guys do. I can't do that. The reason okay, so if you've watched speedruns of Anodyne, people, they kind of like do this like wiggle walk over. Okay. They do this sort of like a wiggle walk across the holes, and the reason that is because the way holes are detected are with hitboxes. And hitboxes are really hard because if I made them too big, then when you walk too close, you get caught on the edge of them but if they're too small, then you never fall inside. And I think I just did it in a really poor way. But the reason it works is because of how you have to be touching a hole for a certain period of time. Or I think if they're either all the way inside of it, then you fall instantly. But if you're only on the side, then there's a little timer that goes down and gets reset when you're not stepping on a hole. And since the hitbox of a hole is not as big as the sprite, you're able to kind of walk around it. Man, I'm really getting exhausted playing this game. Okay, we're gonna push through to the end. Actually, I remember programming this. I programmed this boss in my operating systems class during some lecture when it was just placeholder sprites. Yeah, so the whole the behavior of the holes in this game were kind of based off of Link's Awakening, and how there's kind of a little period of time where you can't get hit, or you can't fall in. Just okay. Remember what I said when it all goes to hell, and the song changes here too. Contrast. Don't know why I put a save point there. It's pretty unnecessary considering there's one right here. The swap. So, funny story. So this is at one point in my life, infamous swap puzzle, which was too hard for people to do. Oh, it was really obscure, so a lot of people got here and just got stuck, and I had to post a solution on the website at some point because too many people were getting stuck, which was embarrassing. But we made it easier, so I patched it after release to make things easier. And what it's doing is young cannot master the swap. Yeah, the puzzle used to be too hard and obscure, and it was a panic to fix it. It was really funny, I guess. So this area is called Go. It's called Go because I wanted to base it around kind of like this Go board and secrets associated with moving stuff around it, but that just got changed into the swap idea, which ended up being pretty cool. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of like you've exited Young's mind and you're kind of now in this area that's kind of a mix. That's kind of representing kind of this relationship between Young and the character Briar, and sort of these aspects of Briar's personality that you're stepping into, which are these blue and red areas. These really sad snowmen that melt themselves if you don't talk to them. I'm doing fine. Sorry. So my hands really hurt. Yeah, so what this dungeon was these mini dungeons were supposed to be kind of this final test of platforming dexterity and then combat. So this is the platforming dexterity one. I like them because they're kind of hard. They're not the hardest rooms in the game. The hardest rooms in the game are later in the post game, which we'll see in the next time I do the stream, which will probably be Sunday. I'm not sure yet. I really like the song too. It's in 3, 4, or 6, 8. 6, 8, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of subdued. It'd be a good piece for piano, I think. And this is a nightmare on the mobile controls. My God. Oh, even on keyboard. Oh my. Oh. I added a checkpoint at some point after the Steam release because that room was too hard. Yeah, the subtle creepiness of the games, because it was kind of the main idea of the game, just be sort of dreamlike and you're kind of unsure what things are and kind of scared, and it kind of gets on a lot of the games the themes kind of center around fear and how that plays into upholding relationships with other people. And so as a result, we want to kind of convey that kind of fear that people can have through the areas. Someone asked, is there sheet music around for any of the areas in this game? No. Well, there is there's somewhere on my website, the old website. I wrote sheet music for the Fields and the Windmill song, as soon as I finish this area, I'll just post the link for that in the chat. Someone also asked, do I have MIDI files for any of the music? I have MIDI files for all of the music because I can export to MIDI. If you email me, I'll post this in the chat in a second. If you email me, I can send you the MIDIs. Email. One second. Okay, so I'm gonna we're gonna pause before this cutscene so I can go find the link for the sheet music. 1 second. Twitter. That's a picture of John Molly. Okay, here we go. Okay. So now, the biggest headache to program. I had to program this cutscene and it was really unpleasant to do it, but it's fine. Go talk to your old friend. Oof, okay, I'm getting tired. Press 4th. So this area was originally, I had an idea, I wanted to make it like kind of this like Mexican town place, but I think these, John thought of this and it worked better, kind of this fiery forest. Well, you'll see. That's how the people talk about things. Sort of like manicness and overly external energy, I suppose. Yeah, so I think the plan for this area is going to be I like writing the song a lot too. It kind of references all the dungeon themes in one song actually. I think in some way or another through some small little motif of melody. Also just kind of this fun little test of not getting killed, which I'm not doing a very good job at avoiding right now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, it's kind of like talking about, well, it was actually kind of based on, kind of like manic depressiveness and mood swings, just initially. don't know what the name of it is. Dystopification, maybe. Thanks. Okay, time to do the final boss. Boss. Okay. So we're gonna finish up the game, but it's not actually the end of the stream because I want to do the post game. So this boss took a long time to program. And talking about the cycles thing, it's sort of like mood swings, manic depressiveness actually for one character, and how that's the problem they're dealing with, and kind of how everyone's sort of, you know, personal problems. What am I doing? That's not how you defeat the boss. Okay. Really hope I don't die. John says he wish he could have set the animals on fire, or he could have put bushes for those bushes in the fiery area, so that when the bushes look like animals, or he wanted to make the bushes look like animals, so that, okay, this is really hard. Like, you have to focus. Yeah, I may have had that boss in mind when I was designing this one. So the way I look at Briar is sort of like this friend of Young's in real life, and kind of their friendship has become estranged for a variety of personal reasons that they have to work through. Personal reasons of themselves, so sort of like fears and stuff. Oh, I fucked that up. What? No. Dystopia. Oh, John made a pun. Oh, I liked it. Why can't I do this? Oh, because it's destroyed. Jesus Christ. I'm so scared. Okay, I fucked up. I'm gonna die. If I die, I'm just gonna, like, wiggle glitch to the end because I don't want to do the boss fight again. Can I do it? Clutch. Oh my god. Why? Okay. Oh. What the fuck? Okay, we're not gonna beat the boss, I guess. But then I guess it wouldn't be a let's play. Okay, we gotta beat it. We gotta finish it. Oh, god damn it. That was so scary. Okay, I'm not gonna fuck around. I'll focus this time. Use an energy tank. The stupid game designer didn't program any energy tank into this game. It's because I'm talking. It's really hard to do this while talking. Okay. Oh no. I just keep fucking up. even know you anymore. Oh. This is really embarrassing. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so the song for this area I really like. It's based on, this part right now is based on kind of one of Tchaikovsky's piano concertos, which is a piece I really like. It's also sort of got like movements, like, you know, the first part's faster, the second part's like kind of like reflective and more solemn. Come on. Okay, one more hit. Okay, we're gonna not mess this up today. Ooh. Yes. Wait. Okay, there we go. Oh. Goodbye, young. We did it. We did it. Also, something that was really hard to program was this water sequence and also those rivers flowing. I had to script those. It was a really big pain in the ass. But it's worth it. Especially, I like the sunset a lot. Something we can't do with even the ocean because blend modes are broken. The packs flixel. And this is about, you know, things have been fixed, at least for now. But actually, things will only be fixed if Young wakes up and goes and talks to his friend and has actually worked through his challenges. You did adequately. Goodbye. Oh my god, my legs really hurt. Water themes. Anodyne. We'll watch the credits. Listen to the song. I really like this song. Sorry, I just paused it a little bit there. Okay, wait, I need to comment on this stuff while I'm going through it. Okay, dialogue, John, story, okay. So, hey Sandy, is it related to the balancing element in even the ocean? Not in the same way that a lot of the balance stuff is, although it can be interpreted to be some of the balance stuff. Okay, I want to talk about some of these people here. John, yes, who worked with me. Eitan, who's my roommate for a few years in school. Played through a lot of the game. Other people listening, Olivia, Renan's from school, Nick, that's Indie Impressions, Emmett, Poe, can't say all the names. Okay, I want to thank my parents, obviously. I thank Grace, and that will forever be a testament to sort of this college. It's hard to explain. Okay. John, Take Sources People, of course. Grace is a girl, yeah. Our friend Tina, who is John and I's friend, who introduced us to each other. So back to Sandy's question. So no, it's not. I don't think it's in the same way the balance stuff that we talk about is, and even the ocean. The red and at least not what we intended it to be. With Anodyne, it was more of sort of representing like kind of these poles of mood swings that Briar has. Although it could be interpreted as opposites of anything, and trying to work through being. So I guess with the balance stuff, it's more like finding a certain point on there and being okay with it. When you go between the two poles very often, so like mood swings between like manic or very depressive, and so in Anodyne, it's more about this person is experiencing these two extremes very often, and they're trying to control it so they can not be at any extreme at one point. So it's not related to it's not related as much to the balance stuff as perhaps like sort of these ideas of spectrums might. Yeah. Although there is kind of a similar theme of, kind of balance or getting through things with this, sort of, so I guess the idea of managing where you are among those moods, or managing where you are with, like, the fears of, like, Young in relation to his relationship with Briar, those can kind of touch on stuff with, like, that Even the Ocean gets to. But Even the Ocean, I think, is doing a much more explicit job of addressing those kinds of themes. This is my favorite part. This is one of my favorite songs, the ending theme. I really like this. It's got like this first more upbeat section, and the second like sort of like, kind of like falling back asleep while you're in the dream, kind of exiting. I'm just gonna let it finish because I like the song a lot. Yeah, and the ending theme actually has some motifs from the intro of the game. It has some where else motifs? I don't remember. I know it has motifs from Anodyne, the intro theme, and also on the very end, which we'll hear in a second, it kind of gets at the Briar theme, which is the theme of Go. And life is very much. It's just about figuring out what the best place to be at is at whatever time, or how that relates to everything. Very complex. Universally human, I think, which is why it's really interesting. It's a very interesting set of themes to look at through a game. So I'm gonna be quiet so you can hear this part. Okay, well, I couldn't hear it on my thing, so whatever. Yeah, so now it says, now you have the ability to explore Young's mind with our world with no limitations. There's the swap. Save the game. Yes, I do want to save the game. So this is the end of this episode, and so what we're going to be doing in the next stream is finishing the post-game of the game. And so now what's happened here is that this swap ability that you can only use here, well, now you can use it anywhere. So this lets you, walk through walls, basically. And so basically in the game, when you were always limited by, these hard blocks, instead you now have the ability to kind of deconstruct Young's world. And from a game design standpoint, it's it's subverting the ideas you have for moving through this world. Whoa, that was not right. Weird. Okay, well. Yeah, so it's like a subversion of that, and the reason that I originally made the swap thing, was kind of a thing of like, you know, after Young goes to the dream, he has it again, he comes back in, and it's kind of like you're still searching for answers by thinking. So I'm sure everyone here is sort of like overthunk about some issue for a long time at some point. You know, the only really way to get answers to some of these things is to actually go and do it and kind of just act on what you're thinking without worrying about it. Because you're honest with yourself, you know, nothing too bad can happen as long as, you know, you're, I don't know, mature with your feelings, I guess. Yeah, so I'm just gonna chill here, and the next stream we will pick back up and, you know, find what these last cards are and what they do. I guess I'll keep talking for a little bit. Kaiserman says, was there a reason you didn't do anything about the especially glitched areas? Wait, what? Okay, wait, I'm gonna stop the Let's Play here. I didn't do anything about the glitched areas. What glitched areas? I'm not sure. Sandy says, yes, swapping is postmodern deconstruction. I love it. Yes, thank you. Oh, I mean, we talked about it before. Yeah, I wish that I could have, you know, explicitly had that ideas in mind when I did it, but it's very good to have it pointed out now. Okay, so on that note, I will end this Let's Play. Thank you for watching, and I will talk in the chat for a bit, and then do some work and go to sleep.